Is that a passage that lasts a certain time? Or is there a moment when nothing happens? This question seems secondary. It is fundamental for Catholic theology. Indeed, a dogma that all Catholics must believe and Protestants believe in it also, which was solemnly proclaimed by Pope Benedict XII during the Middle Ages, the Constitution Benedictus Deus affirms that immediately after the death of a man who is found without the grace of God, without that charity which unites him to God in a love of reciprocal friendship, is immediately taken to hell. So eternal damnation. This dogma is given like a lamp, like that, coldly, and for theologians to interpret it. But dogma does not define what death is. So in this idea there were two conceptions, two great theologies which were divided. For Saint Thomas Aquinas, death is the separation of the soul and the body. So our spiritual soul is united with our body, and the next moment it separates from it. So it lasts for a moment. Nothing is happening at the moment, especially since often it is the agony we are not conscious. So that a man who dies by surprise, for example, after having committed a serious sin, like Félix Faure, once French president, who slept with his mistress, who had then a heart attack. It seems in the premises of the Élysée in France, he had been a president of the French Republic. Well, we could consider in the synthesis of Saint Thomas Aquinas that this man has gone to hell. He hadn't been able to repent. And then came another theologian, a little theologian called Saint Faustina in the 20th century, who died at 33, a Polish woman who says something quite different. She says, I often accompany those who are dying, the agony, and I see that in this moment, while everything outside seems finished, there are no more signs of life. I see that a great light appears to them, grace is given to them, and they're faced with this light. Many find not only the forgiveness of their sins, but even their purification. They do not even need to go through purgatory. And she continues by saying, but I see horror that some of them, faced with this great light, refuse to convert freely. Their soul has contempt and rejects the proposed grace of forgiveness. In an act that comes from their freedom, they put themselves in hell. From this Saint Faustina perspective, that changes everything. If that is a passage where the great light of Christ appears, as the text announces, the text of the Gospel which states, Galilee of the nations, dark abode of death, in darkness has appeared a great light, and Christ began to preach. It is a text from St. Matthew. Therefore, if death is a passage, we understand why, if after death a man without the grace of God goes to hell, it's because of his own free will he has chosen it. He is in a state of blasphemy against the Spirit. That means he perfectly put himself there in perfect lucidity. It is his own choice, and there is no one who can prevent him from making his own choice, from despising this God whose humility and love he despises. Therefore, we can see that death is a passage. It is something essential. It joins the biblical text, which present death truly as the passage between this world and the next, and this clarifies the dogmas of the Catholic faith.
Thank you.